Hey guys, it's Mark, SmittyM14, and kind of feel like I'm cheating just a little bit. This is second video that I'm recording today. Um, Maybe it's just being efficient. I have the time, so I just will record both of them at the same time while I have stuff out. So, what the purpose of this video is going to be, this is going to be the first part of the, I guess I'll call it a hobby vlog series of the painting updates and assembly updates for my United States Marine Corps Bolt Action Army lists. I'm not going to discuss the Army list in these updates. If you haven't seen my prior video yet, please go check that out. That's where I go over the Army list that I'm going to be working on. Going over them in detail, each list. There's 2 early war lists and 1 late war. Go through the composition of the units, veteran, regular, points, cost, order dice, that type of information. So if you're interested in that, take a look at that video. These videos are just going to be painting updates, assembly updates, like I said, and the progress going forward until the Army's completed. The only time I will touch on the Army list is if for some reason I decide to update something or change something, then I'll do a video just going over that. I won't show the armies. I'll just do an update of the Army list itself. I won't show them in detail. I'll just lay them out like I did in the previous video. And then what I'll do is at the end I'll show a completion video, go over the Army list, completion with the completed Army, just similar to like what I did with my German Grenadier Army video a couple of videos back, so take a look at that as well if you haven't already. So that being said, a couple things really quick. I've been having some memory card issues, so I don't remember what I said what, unfortunately. So I'm about ready to toss the memory card out the window out of frustration. But the paint scheme that I'm going for and the basing scheme that I'm going for is kind of a sandy beach for the basing. With a little bit of vegetation, kind of, the beach landings, because that's what United States Marine Corps, when you think of island hopping in the Pacific War, that's what we think of, or that's what I think of anyway, is them landing on the beaches, hitting the beaches, and taking the fight to the Japanese. So I want more of a beachy type base, and then I wanted to add some vegetation for color, but then also that way it kind of shows them starting to go into the vegetated areas, the jungle, and I think these will fit in if we do like a jungle table too. So with that little bit of vegetation. So uniform wise, what I went for, Marines in the Pacific had a variety of uniforms. They had the all green dungarees. If you watch videos and see pictures of Marines in that area during the Pacific War, you'll see some in all green dungarees. You'll see some that had a camo uniform, which was reversible. On one side it was a sandy color uniform with brown spots. The other side was green with kind of like what we would assimilate to like a woodland camouflage. It was green, had some darker green and brown patches on it. So what I did is I'm doing a mix mash, of those uniforms. You'll see pictures where some guys have one part of the uniform is the all green dungaree, and they might have a camo top or a camo bottom, or just maybe the helmet covers just camo. Some guys had all camouflage, and some mixed the sandy and the wood and the jungle camouflage together, and that's kind of what I've went for. I wanted a mix mash unit of uniform colors, and I'm kind of biased, but I'm thinking it's working out. I like it. I like how it looks. The other thing, uniform wise, is I didn't go with a lot of tattered uniforms. I have a mixture of Bolt Action metal, Bolt Action plastic, and then also the assault group or tag miniatures. And the reason that I did that instead of going with all Warlord is some of, like, for example, Warlord's machine gun team and mortar team, you got guys without shirts, you got shorts, they're really tattered. Um, that looks okay. That's not what I wanted for my army. So I did go to tag to fill those because they have the full uniform. But I do have some guys that have cut off sleeves. I have one guy that's shirtless. So I do have a little bit of that, but I didn't want them to appear that they had been in the jungle for months on end with torn and ragged uniforms. That's not the look I wanted. So that's kind of where I'm going at with the list, or with the painting scheme and the model building. So with that being said, I will do a video of the miniatures up close that I have painted, and then at the end I will do some still photos too, and that way it kind of seems like they turn out a little better in the stills, and we'll go from there. So feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, feedback down below. I'll be glad to respond to any questions that you guys have, and let's get on with looking at some minis. Okay guys, so here's kind of a close-up look, and if these actually turn out better, I'm trying this a different way than I did with the German Grenadier. If these turn out alright, I might not do the stills after all. It's looking okay through the viewfinder, but I'll take a look when I edit the video and see how it goes. So this is my first lieutenant. You can see he's got the green camo top and helmet cover. He's reading his map. Obviously he's armed with a rifle. If you're wondering what this material is, it's actually oregano leaves. They smell really good. So what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll put some mixture of water and super glue to really fasten those down. But they're down there pretty good right now. Next up is his assistant. And I believe these are both Warlord medals. The only difference between these two poses, and I really debated whether to do this or not, is the arm and the head. But you can see that I went with just a little bit of green vegetation on these, and this guy obviously has the mixture of the sand camouflage and the in the jungle camouflage. They may seem kind of shiny right now, and they actually do look shiny to the naked eye as well. And I haven't put any matte varnish on there yet, so that should take care of this. This is the bazooka gunner. I went with the sandy on him for the top and the helmet cover. I guess I don't need to narrate that for each guy because that's pretty obvious unless you're colorblind. Here's his assistant. That's a Warlord medal miniature, both of those. We'll go with the mortar team. I won't show the actual mortar because it's just a mortar. This is the spotter. This is actually from the 30 cal Warlord metal kit, or no, Salt Group metal kit, excuse me. Since I'm not running a machine gun, I decided to use him. I thought he'd be a good spotter for the mortar. I think that's kind of a cool look at him peeking up through the grass. Next is the loader. I use metal washers for most of my minis, so they're magnetized. Here's another crewman. This is the assault group minis for the crew. So what I'll do is I'll show them and their base here. Oops, wrong way. Gives you kind of gives you an idea anyway. So next up, we're going to go with the NCO. I've got one squad completely done. So he'll be the NCO for one of the squads. We've got a BAR. It's kind of a cool little mini. I believe that's the assault group as well. Those first two were. Here's the other BAR. The assault group for this one as well. I believe all these in the squad are the assault group. Rifleman. Went with some just white rock on the beach. That's what it looks like from the top. Some of these I've shown off in previous videos, but just to make it simple, I'm just going to show them all again. And I think in the previous videos I didn't have vegetation on there. These are really easy to paint. They can actually go pretty quick, even though there is some camo on it, because it's just basically dots on there. And that's a BAR too. If you see my other video, some of the squads are going to have 3 BARs. The late war squad is. Early war is only going to have 2. So this is the only shirtless guy. He's proud of his physique, so figured he would hit the beach rocking out the muscles there. And the last one that I've got completely painted is this rifleman here, chucking a grenade, getting ready to chuck a grenade. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to show is the LVT 4, one of them anyway. I haven't put the back hatch down on there yet, because you can either put it up or down. And I'm sorry, I've got it angled kind of funky because of the deals, but it just slides right in there. It won't stay. I don't know if I can pin that. I think it'd be kind of fragile. So I'm trying to decide if I want to leave it up or down, and my gut says to leave it up. I actually have 2 LVTs, so I mean it kind of stays on there. I mean, there's a little bit of a gap, but I mean that's not the end of the world. I just don't want it to keep falling off during the game or anything like that. So we'll see. But anyway, this is the LVT. I need to weather it yet. Decals are from Company B, Poop Deck Pappy. I believe that was possibly an actual name of an Amtrak. The decals, I wish I would have cut them a little closer. I didn't have this issue when I used the decals for like the Balkan Cross and stuff on my Puma, but for some reason I did on this, where it shows up a lot more. Maybe it's just because it was camouflaged on the other. But I should be able to cover that up. And it's got the 250 cal heavy machine guns, the big star on the front. You can see where things kind of got funky. You can really see it in this, but I might be able to weather that up and paint it up. It's the same on the other side. So that's where it's at. That's where everything's at so far with this. If this video turns out crappy where you can't really see the miniatures, then I'll put some stills at the end. If it's not, and you can see the miniatures fairly well, when I'm editing the video, I'll make that decision. So this will be it for the video. So thanks for any comments, likes, whatever you guys end up doing. If you have questions, like I said before, just throw them in the comments below, and feedback's always appreciated. So anyway, happy hobby time, and we'll chat with you guys later. Take care.